All right, welcome. We are here with another episode of The Poet's Conscience. I am Michael the Poet.
Father Mitch.
And we are here with an interesting topic for today. But first, I want to start off by saying, please like, comment, subscribe, right? Hit that bell. Right? So you can be notified about everything that we're doing.
The bell.
For me, everything is at Michael the Poet. THE, not no DA.
Y'all know what it is by now. Father Mitch. It's pretty simple. If y'all know how to spell it, you know what I'm saying? Something should pop up right here.
If they don't,
to let y'all know how to spell it.
Use a character.
It's pretty straightforward. Father Mitch, you know what I'm saying? Y'all don't get it by now then.
If they don't get it by now. All right. So today's episode, right, we're going to talk about bad date practices, right? Bad dates were the things that we do on dates. And we got to change it. We got to change it because too many times are we engaging in activities or behaviors that is appalling, that makes the date go bad, that makes people want to jump in traffic and just, they got to talk to God like, why did you let this happen? Why didn't you, shut down the restaurant before I got there? Like, whatever. So that's what we're here to talk about today.
Personally, I haven't been on any bad dates. I'm a pretty fire conversation. There's hardly any dry spots if you're talking to me, unless you're really that dry. But I have heard stories where
stay feeling yourself. You know that?
I'm confident.
I'm a fire conversation.
I am. I can basically hold a conversation about anything. You know what I'm saying? Basically. But I have heard stories where people have been on pretty unfortunate dates. And what I've always recommended to people going on a date with somebody for the first time is never to do anything time restrictive. And by time restrictive, I mean activities like the movies. The movie is a designated time in which you are in the theater. If you're in theater for the 2 hours in which that movie's going on, you are stuck there for 2 hours. If you don't like that person, you have to deal with that for the 2 hours. You don't really have the liberty to get up and go as you please.
Yes, you can.
I mean, you can, but a lot of people don't feel comfortable doing it. A lot of people will literally sit through the movie.
Sit through the movie with somebody just keep trying to talk to you, try to make moves like, yo, come closer, yo. Come here.
Yeah. I never really have preferred the movies because you never get that face to face with somebody. Yeah. Because you're in a theater and everybody's watching the screen.
Movies are honestly a bad date choice, specifically if it's like the first date.
Yeah, if it's the first one, it's not.
Like, we not in high school. Like, in high school, I think that's the only place y'all allowed to go. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
You want to see a movie? Like,
yeah.
But like, when you're an adult, like, come on, like, we gotta talk. We gotta get to know each other. I'm not trying to, watch the movie and I still don't know nothing about you. Like, what's your last name? I don't even know that.
Yeah.
Or like, like we gotta be able to talk. So I do see what you're saying. Time restrictions can be bad, specifically if you miss the movie as well. Because then what if you show up and now you done miss like 20 minutes of movie or whatever. So now it's like you don't know what's happening. For me, I hate missing previews.
Previews is arguably the best part of the movie, to be honest. I feel like sometimes the previews are better than the movie. And the previews set the tone for the date too, because you learn in the previews the other person's interests and whether or not their interest in films align with yours, which to me is a pretty big deal.
You doing too much.
How?
You sitting here, oh, this is the type of movie you like? This movie? All right, I see you. Like,
yeah, because
you judging people based off their movies?
Oh, definitely, because
this is a bad date practice. Don't judge people off of the movie choice that they like.
No, because
I'm joking. Let me hear this.
If we see a preview of something that's very Hallmark-esque, and you think that's fire, and you want to go to that, chances are we're probably never gonna go to the movies again.
Hallmark-esque. What's that? Like give me an example.
Hallmark movies are pretty predictable. You know what's gonna happen before it happens. You know who it's gonna happen with. You know which guy this woman is gonna fall in love with when she goes to this new town. It's extremely predictable.
The cookie cutter.
Yeah.
She bumped into this guy. He's
yeah.
He's like, move. And she's just like, yeah, this guy.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
And then later on, that turns out to be the guy that's like working on her house later on. Like,
yeah, yeah.
What are you doing here?
Yeah, literally.
Okay.
So, that's basically what that is. That's me though. That's me personally.
Okay.
What bad date practices have you heard of or encountered?
People using their phones. Like when you're on a date, specifically the first one, this is when you're making I don't want to say the best impression, but this is going to be the most memorable impression. Right? This might not be the best version of you because you could have had a bad date, whatever, right? But don't be on your phone. Don't be doing the 2-second check-in. Nothing is happening on Instagram, Facebook. Like, we know. Like, come on. Like, you're just going to refresh every 2 seconds. Like, if you can't hold a conversation, you need to be on Instagram, Facebook. You need to keep checking every 2 seconds. You're addicted.
And sometimes people do it out of habit.
It's gross.
And then they're not conscious of it because that's just the era that we're in now. But try to make that conscious effort to stay off your phone and give that undivided attention because ultimately the first impression is the most important impression. And
that is a fact.
If that's the person that you genuinely want to build with or move forward with, that's not the best date practice to do. Not at all.
Like, some of the best dates I've ever been on, I don't even know what's happening in the world. Like, I don't know what's happening. Like, when I'm done with the date, then I'll look at my phone and I realize, oh, I'm getting all these text messages. I missed all these calls or whatever. The only time I've ever honestly looked on my phone on a date is if we're looking for the time. And I think that's the only time. Like, specifically the first date, it should be undivided. It should be here.
I think all dates should be undivided.
No, that's a fact.
But especially the first date, for sure. For sure.
If you on your phone on the first date with me, just know there's no second, there's no third. Like, I don't know why are we even here?
Yeah, it's not a good look. I don't care if you're taking pictures to floss on Instagram.
Do not take a picture of your food.
Don't take pictures on a first date. Just enjoy it. Just be in the moment.
Be in the moment.
Show the person that you're out with that respect. Basically.
All right. You have any other practices that you would say?
Not necessarily practices, but advice. You know what I'm saying?
What are you talking about?
There's certain things that, guys do that I think needs to be changed. You know what I mean? No more food dates for the first date. You know what I'm saying? Like it gotta stop. This is an era where women are finessing men for meals. You know what I'm saying? Because
yeah, I knew he was gonna go to the finesse. To everything, I knew he was gonna bring up the finesse.
Because the dating scene is real bad right now. It's in a really bad state.
It's in an uproar.
People are really selfish. And to be honest, in my experience of dating, the best dates have been the ones that have cost no money at all.
Okay.
And, to just avoid that awkward exchange of who's paying for the bill and so on and so forth. Because girls, y'all be pump faking with the wallet. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I can't find my wallet. Knowing damn well you left the house with the wallet. You know what I'm saying? To avoid that whole situation, just let's not get nothing to eat. Yeah.
My mama told me to always eat before I leave the house, so that's a fact. Caribbean people know what I'm talking about. Listen, you eat before you leave the house, so you ain't never get caught slipping.
If you get hungry during that date, leave. Leave early. Do not be afraid to leave early. If you're having a great time, that's even more of a reason to leave early, because you're leaving the date on a good note, and that person will be anticipating the next time in which you guys can go out and have fun.
Heard.
Never be afraid to leave the date early, ever.
All right. Okay. All right. So you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna take a quick break, and then we're gonna get back into it. I got a few things I want to talk about with bad practices.
Talk about it.
But we'll be right back. All right, and we back. So let's get into it, right? Another bad practice that I've seen, and I think is very important, and people need to remember this. When you're on a date, it's about two people. It's not about you. Stop being self-indulgent, right? No one wants to hear about you all night. All night, you done talked about your accolades, what you accomplished, what school you went to. You graduated summa cum laude. Shut up.
That's not a date. That's an interview.
Like, what are you doing? Like, stop it. We're supposed to be talking, sharing. Yes. If the other person asks you, I can understand why you might want to go into it, but you don't have to OD.
Yeah.
Right? Let them discover that level of like, oh, you kind of that person. You kind of you that cool.
Yeah. Personally, I think a bad date practice for the first date is divulging too much information of yourself. Because if you divulge too much information, there's less mystery, in my opinion.
We definitely gonna talk about that, because I got a story about someone divulging too much information on the first date, and words like I don't even know how I went back out on the second one. I gave them a chance, and things went good, but that first one, it was kind of scary, right?
Okay.
So I want to hold off on that, right?
Okay.
But I want to talk about the whole self-indulgent, just really talking about yourself and not really trying to get to know the other person. Not really like you have to. Don't be arrogant. Don't be cocky. Like, you know, you're supposed to be it's supposed to be like an equal exchange. It's supposed to be something where it's like, oh, like, okay, like, where are you from? Like you keep it kind of general, and then you get into like, to me, you get into like different topics. Like you don't just stay in one area, because then it feels like, it feels like a rock. Like I like my drinks to be smooth, like water. Like I like that's how the dates are supposed to just flow.
Yeah.
If I feel like I'm hitting rocks here and there, I'm not with it.
Yeah.
But the thing is, do not keep talking about yourself in a way that you're trying to hype yourself. You're trying to make yourself seem like this catch. You're trying to make yourself seem like you're a boss, or you're all this type of stuff. Like, don't even talk about your money. Do not talk about none of those things. Like try to get to know the other person. If two people are trying to get to know each other in the date, that's what makes it good. That's what makes it fun. That's what makes it flow. Yeah. If one person is just chatting all night, that's not it. And it's not hitting.
And ultimately, if I'm already on this date with you, I already hold some kind of interest. And you telling me how much you make and you trying to big yourself up on this date doesn't necessarily make a difference.
It's not.
Like, it doesn't necessarily make a difference. So, you know, obviously, I think a given on a date is, you know, talking about the other person's profession and, you know, getting to know them on a general level. Obviously, you don't have to divulge how much you make, especially if you're using that with the intent of gaining leverage. In a look at me kind of fashion, but sometimes less is more. Sometimes less is more.
Definitely. What's another practice you would say, if you have one?
Like I said, I don't really have practices. I have advice.
Advice.
You know what I'm saying? Dress appropriately. if you can, overdress. Not suit and tie ish, but make sure that you're prepared for whatever can happen on this date. If you guys decide to go to a lounge because you guys have just had that much fun after whatever activity you guys are doing, make sure you're dressed appropriately for that. Because the last thing that you want to do is feel underdressed. When you feel underdressed, you lose confidence, and when you lose confidence, it reflects in your mannerisms, it reflects in your conversation, and it just reflects in the way in which you present yourself. So, dress properly. Dress properly.
Dress for the occasion.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right. I'm going to say something else, right? This one might seem very small, but I think it's very well noticed. Make sure, how can I put it? Some people gotta make sure that their hygiene game is on point. Mm-hmm. Right? Mm-hmm. And I know it should not have to be said.
It shouldn't.
Take a shower before you leave.
Yeah,
take a shower before you show up.
You shouldn't. Don't
come just from work. Like set the date up in a way where like you have enough time to leave work, go home, shower, and then go. Like don't just go home, change the clothes, and then go, because your must is gonna come from underneath your arms, and
we don't want to smell like you just came off the elevator after playing corners in the hood. We don't want you to smell
what they know about corners.
Yeah, we don't want you to smell like 12 savages who slap boxed and
hot dog water.
And don't come, women. Sometimes y'all be coming out the house smelling like hot dog water, and it's crazy. It's crazy.
I didn't say y'all be. I was just saying in general.
It's crazy.
He came for y'all women.
You know what I'm saying? No whole baths. Let's put effort into this. You know what I'm saying?
Wait. You talking about like the women, the wipes?
Yeah, they just take wipes and they just wipe their underarms, swipe over the box a couple times, and just go outside. That's disgusting. That's disgusting. That's disgusting. And
Roddy Rich.
Yeah. And
he said swipe over the box. I'm trying to
no, I'm serious. They just like swipe past the box a couple times with the cloth and call it a day.
The cloth different.
And it's just not cute. It's not cute. Put you effort.
Baby powder.
Effort. Not baby powder.
Oh no.
Water and soap. Water, soap, deodorant. You know what I'm saying? Water's free. Soap, if you get it from Rite Aid, you know what I'm saying? 99 cents. Deodorant, you could get the travel size joint. That's like $150. You know what I'm saying? It only costs you $250 to smell decent. You know what I'm saying? That's it.
But another thing, even when we're talking about hygiene, lotion, right? So I'm gonna keep it 100. I walk with lotion.
Yeah, you have to.
I walk with lotion,
especially if you're dark.
I keep it in my car, so when I drive, before I go out, you gonna catch me in the car. Like if you pull up on me and you see me everywhere I go, work, having fun, chilling, whatever, I have lotion. I'm lotioning.
I have to.
I lotion before this podcast started.
And don't just lotion your face. And
get them elbows
and lotion
your neck.
And lotion the base of your hand. Get in between the corners. You know what I'm saying? We don't.
In between.
If you see white in the corners, that's disgusting. That's a turn off.
You're dry. You know
what I'm saying?
Moisturize.
Bad date practices. We're not here for it. Women, I don't want to see chipped nails. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to see chipped nails. Because chipped nails shows that you just ain't care. You ain't care today. And because you ain't care, why should I care?
You're killing me.
No. This is real because guys notice. We notice. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to see your leave out coming out the weave. You know what I'm saying? Be presentable. Because at this point, whether people know that this is a first date or not, as far as they're concerned, you're with me, and this is you're
you are a reflection of me.
is a reflection of me.
Edges gotta be on point.
And you will not have me looking crazy out here. That's my reputation now. And you're tarnishing that. And I have the right to feel offended and call you out on it. So, again.
You would do that on the first date?
Would you like it depends. Her edge
and be like, what's this?
No, I wouldn't. But it depends on how bad it is. If it's really that bad, I would give her that advice so that the next guy wouldn't have to I knew he was gonna say that. The next, I'm all about breaking the cycle. I would take this L as long as the next person doesn't have to deal with the same misfortune that I had to tolerate. So you know,
gonna call her a whole misfortune now?
I'm gonna call her practices unfortunate. You know what I'm saying? Just make sure that you leave the house looking proper. You know what I'm saying? And fellas, do the same.
Fellas, get that chapstick. Your lips cannot be busted. Yeah. Some of y'all be smoking too much, and your joints is purple or is like dookie water brown. And when you don't use chapstick, your joints be crusty, and it be like breaking up, and then you be in her face, and then like she see the blood in between the cracks.
What?
Yo, some dudes like they lips be so cracked that they bust open. I'd be like,
they bleed.
Don't talk to me like, yo.
I've never seen that.
Yo, bro, like, oh shit,
that. Yeah, man. I understand in a winter it's really hard. It takes a lot more effort to look good, but
I'm gonna need you to do better.
Yeah, definitely do better.
Put that effort in.
It's
noticed. All right, well, we're gonna take a quick break. We'll be right back. All right, we're gonna get right into it, right? Because I wanna pick up with what you said, divulging too much information.
Mm-hmm.
All right, sometimes it's good to be open and share.
Mm-hmm.
When I'm on a date, when anyone who knows me, I'm an open book, right? I might not tell you what I'm planning in my future, like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, I keep my moves to myself. But if you ask me about stuff about my past, I have no problem sharing it because that's my truth. I'm speaking my truth.
Mm-hmm.
So I got a story.
Story time.
Story time with Mike, right? So I went on this date because, you know, I was told that this person was interested and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, all right.
Was it a blind date?
No, I saw the pictures or whatever with this person prior and everything. So I was like, all right, cool. So I go on the date, you know, meet up. Everything is going well. Everything is good.
Mm-hmm.
Within, I'm going to say the first 30 minutes. I'm going to give it the first 30 minutes. The person I was talking to, this woman, you know, of course, everything should be unnamed, started talking about how she's just trying to have these children. She's trying to have these children. She'll find the nearest donor. And we was in a restaurant and people was eating.
What?
And I'm looking around like, and then she literally said, I don't care if they hear me. Bring it. And I was like,
yo.
Yo, I was like, how did I get here? But I was like, you know what? Let me just.
That level of bravery?
I was like, let me chill. Let me chill. Right? I'll take that, right? So.
Better than me, I'd have walked out. Bugging out. Where was the setting?
We were in a restaurant. It was like an Italian. It was an Italian restaurant.
Time restrictive. See, because now I gotta wait till I get my food. I gotta wait to finish the food, and then I gotta wait for the bill. That's too much time.
But you know, so people were eating their food. It was families around, and I was like, I don't think no one wants to know about some sperm donors. Like, I don't think, you know what I mean? So whatever.
That's crazy.
The day is going on, and I'm just thinking if they're going to see this. But all right, it's the truth, right? I'm not speaking anything ill will, right? I'm just saying sometimes information that person shares can be alarming. So I'm there and they're like, yo, I Kegel. I said, what's that? They was like, you don't know what Kegel is? I was like, nah, I never heard of that. It was like, it's when you do like exercise for the box, when you do exercise for the cookie, when you do exercise for the pooms.
Is that how she said it?
I'm being nice. I'm using, was it euphemisms, synonyms, right?
Oh,
I was like,
man.
So then she goes on to tell me, it's like, explain it to me. It's like, you use
basically just flex the box as an exercise. I mean, I'm not sure if this is how it is, but this is how I picture it. Just like flex the block with the box.
Please,
sorry.
all right, so number one,
just do this. This is what happens.
I'm gonna need you to not have your whole hand like this, because if your joint, all right, it's supposed to be a little like, if your joint like you,
it just does this.
That's like that joint look like something that you use to the tongs to get food, because you said her joint like. All right. Anyway, so I was like, oh. So she explained that to me, and I was like, is this a sign? Like, you know what I mean? I'm like, you know what?
That's not a good sign.
It's not. I'm like, okay, you know what? Whatever. You know, I'm taking this all in. I'm like, sperm donor, Kegel. Okay. I'm looking at 1 and 1. I'm trying to make 2.
Okay.
So I'm like, all right. So then she goes to like, oh, let's look online. Let's see if there's anything for men. And I'm like, nah, I'm good.
Anything for men? What?
I don't know what she was looking for. Like, she was like, then she's like, oh, look, there's like a penis ring. And I'm like, nah, I'm good. I don't know what this is for. I don't know what you're trying to show me. I don't get what you're going with this.
Did you ask?
I did not want to know. This is the first. I just met you. Why are you showing me a penis ring?
I can't believe you went on the second date. I'm not gonna lie. That's what's been going through my mind the entire time. I can't believe you went on a second date after all of this. You're brave.
So that joint, like, so again, they were a nice person, but it was a lot. It was a lot on the first date, and I was just trying to like take it in. I was like, okay, all right, you know, she didn't do anything that was damning. I would say. I mean, it was a lot. It was a lot.
I mean, everybody has their own threshold.
I would. All right, I would. Same person.
Is this the one that did voodoo? Don't do voodoo. Don't do voodoo.
I'm not trying to be cursed.
Another bad practice is doing voodoo. That's a bad practice. Don't do that. 1, 2. If you see red flags, don't ignore them. Don't think that person is going to change. Accept that person for who they are. People always show you who they are. Believe them the first time. That is crazy. That is crazy. Absolutely not. Right, so you deserve that. You deserve everything that came to you after that.
Watch your mouth. All right, so second date. Right, we're chilling, and she gets a phone call from her cousin, and she's telling her cousin that she's with me and everything. I'm like, oh, okay, this is cool. I'm cool with that. Okay. And for some reason, I don't know how this came up. Once again, it's just a lot. She was like, yo, cuz, I'm going to put you on speakerphone real quick. And I was like, all right. And then she was like, yo, let him know the whole family got that wet. I said, huh? She was like, and then the cousin was like, oh, yeah, it runs in the family. We all got that wet. And I was like, that wet. Like I was like, I was so shocked. I was stunned. I have never seen her act in this type of manner before. I was flabbergasted.
This is poor behavior.
This is the second date, and you done told me you have the wet.
I don't know how you didn't feel offended and disrespected.
Because there's a certain level of like, I appreciate that the energy that you're like, yo, this is me. I appreciate that. So I'm not gonna knock someone for. Don't give me that look through the corner of your eyes. I appreciate someone for being like, this is me. But chill. As Kevin Hart said, pineapples. Like you gotta ease me into your world. Like this is a lot. For someone to come out and tell you, I got that wet. Cause now I'm like, Kegel, sperm donor. Next time I meet you, you tell me you got the wet. I'm like,
but like, I understand that the woman herself tells me that, but like, for her cousin to say like, oh yeah, the whole family got, like, what are you trying to say? Are you insinuating that I should splash the whole family? What are you saying? That's wild. That's wild. That's crazy.
You're ODing.
But why? How else is that supposed to be taken?
I mean, that the whole family got the wet. That's what. That's a crazy phrase. Wow. Wet. Wet.
Well, I'm disappointed.
In who?
Her. Oh. I'm disappointed in you too for tolerating this.
I ain't gonna lie, she brought me Chipotle, so I could. I love some Chipotle.
You a thought. You are a thought.
All right, you know what?
I'm glad you let her pay for it though.
Nah, facts.
I'm glad you let her pay for it. That was definitely lit. That's a good practice.
She brought the Chipotle.
Yeah, we're in the business of letting women pay for meals.
Heard you, but you know what? Hold on, like I just need a break. We're gonna be right back.
I need a break.
The wet is crazy. Back, you know what I mean? We back. We try and pick up from my
Lord
bad date story.
Lord.
Wet. I'm sorry. But anyway, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, she was a nice person. She was great, like she in terms of her being, but she just divulged way too much information to me, and it made me uncomfortable at times.
It's very unsettling.
And it's very hard to say something like that to tell someone like, can you not tell me that? Because you already told me. Like, you know what I mean? I can't do anything at that point. Like, so yeah. But those are just some bad date practices.
Wow.
Do not overindulge in yourself. Right, so I'm gonna just go through it. Do not overindulge in yourself. Try to get to know the other person. Talk, communicate. Understand, like this is a give and take. Now on the same breath, when you're giving, make sure you're not giving too much. Sometimes it's overwhelming. Sometimes it's like, I didn't need to know that. Yeah. Like I've had, and again, I'm just talking about this one date. Another date just popped into my mind, and I was like, this is too much. I'm not gonna get into that one, but now that I'm thinking about it, I've had some bad dates. Like, I've had some bad dates, right?
Oh my goodness.
I remember, I'm gonna just say it really quickly because I just remembered I had this one girl. Our first date, everything was going okay, whatever. We go to get some food. I don't know what about the food jogged her memory. I don't know what. She starts telling me about her ex and how she still wants to be with him and how she's like stalking his page. And then she tells me about some sex stories between her and him. And I'm like, this Popeye's biscuit is slapping. Because that's what we got.
It was dry, though.
It'd
be worth it, though.
Yeah.
It'd be worth it.
But, again, this was a first date. Like, I guess I repressed this. this topic, this episode just helped me remember that I've had bad dates. Like
you had to repress it. I would have repressed it. That's crazy.
Now,
like,
and now again, no, but let me say this. Even after that, me and this person are cool. We're friends. Like we've kicked it afterwards.
Amazing.
Like, you know what I mean? And that's why I say, like, sometimes people, although they do things, they say things, it can just scare you away. And in the end, I was like, you know what? We're just better as friends because this is just too much during this quick introduction. It was just a lot. It was just a lot. But me and her are still friends. I don't know where I stand with Wet. I hope we're friends. I don't know. So anyway, don't overindulge. Do not divulge too much. Get your hygiene. Make sure you don't.
250. I might not be including tax, but 250.
You're gonna need that. Man. Yeah, come on, like don't do no quick, like get a nice shower, get the scrub, get them like scrub. Don't just wet wipe.
No mentioning boyfriends or exes, period, on the first date. Unless it's asked.
Unless it's asked. Or unless it's like a follow up, right? Because sometimes people do like, they get to know people through text and online and all that type of stuff beforehand, and you guys may have been texting for a while, for a few days, and then you decide to have a first date, then I would say that's okay. Like, if you want to bring something up.
Also, do not date if you're not ready to. Like, because essentially all you're doing is wasting the other person's time, and that's time he could be spending. He or she, thank you, can be spending dealing with somebody else that actually wants to give them that time and affection, who is ready to build something at that. I'm big on time and people using time effectively, especially my time. I don't like my time being wasted, and I highly recommend that if you are going to date, just make sure that you're ready for that, so that you're not wasting the other person's time, because that's the worst insult of all, in my opinion.
And even with that, sometimes people think that they're ready, but they don't recognize that they're not. And it's even like, I don't fault them too much with that. Like, because sometimes you think you're ready, but sometimes you're not. And sometimes you need that date as well.
That's true.
To get over that hump. So I will say that sometimes that date, when you realize there's other people out there, that there's other things out there, it can kind of take away those dark clouds. So I definitely feel it, because there are some people who know that they're not ready. They're still talking to the ex like heavy. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that one. What were some of the, if you could just recap some of the advice that you gave?
Time restrictions, make sure that you're not doing anything that limits your time, i.e. movies or eating at a restaurant. Again, if you're eating at a restaurant, you have to wait until the food comes. You have to finish the food. You got to wait for the bill to come. And if you're being courteous, you got to wait for the other person to finish their food. And it's just... it's also just not a good date practice, because of the current dating climate at the moment. It's pretty toxic.
Don't get finessed.
I'd say. So I just don't recommend money dates altogether. And I believe that's it. On my behalf.
You some walk in the park type of dude.
Yeah. I'm actually a walk in the park kind of guy. Museums are pretty cool too, if both parties are interested in that. I feel like there's a museum for everybody, personally. There's a bunch of activities that people can do. You can sit by the water and have a conversation. You can walk around in the city and just have a conversation. But conversation is definitely my top priority going into trying to get to know somebody, because if you can't hold a conversation, then the relationship or the relationship that I'm pursuing won't be a fruitful one. So definitely conversation is number one on my list. And if you're dating somebody who can't hold a conversation and who's constantly looking at their phone throughout the duration of the date, it's not worth it.
I would honestly say, speaking of conversation, the best date I think I've ever been on, and this just to like really to sum it up, even just that, is I went to meet this person at the bar. It was like 6 p.m. I didn't leave until after midnight. We stayed at the bar the whole night. We both just had one drink apiece and literally just spoke the entire night. The entire night, I just got to know this person, laughing, joking, all of that. No pressure. Like, we didn't order any food or anything. We literally just got to know each other in that time. And, like, we lost track of time, actually. The only reason why we left was because the person had something to do in the morning. And then we realized, like, wait a minute, it's after midnight. Like, we've been here since 6. That's 6 hours on the first date in a bar.
Okay.
I was like, yo.
That's beautiful.
That's literally
great.
The best, I think, literally the best first date.
Okay. You deserve that, at the very least.
I try.
For dealing.
Don't. Yo.
Wet sound. Trash.
Yo, this has been the poets.
You deserve to prosper. You deserve that. You know what I'm saying? I feel like sometimes the universe just owes us prosperous moments, and that was the prosperous moment that the universe owed you. And I'm glad you had that. I'm glad you had that. You know what I'm saying? We all deserve the best. Some of us.
Yeah. Yo, this guy. All right, so please, again, everyone, please follow, like, comment, subscribe. You know, if you have any comments, let us know about any dates that you've been on and any practices, any behaviors, any advice that you would want out there, right? Please let us know. Message, comment, DM, all that. We are willing to hear it. Please don't be gentle with any comments about my story, please.
Don't be gentle. Kill him, because he should have knew after the sperm donor comment that she was out of here. So get him out of here for that.
At Michael the Poet.
At Father Mitch. At Michael the Poet. Father's Conscious. Like, subscribe, click the bell so that every time we drop a new video, you get the notification. Thank you so much. Father's Conscious.
I'm not compromising this.